Namaste everybody, I am Sakshi, contesting for presidential position from ABVP-SLVD panel. I am a student of education in University of Hyderabad in Department of Education and Education Technology, School of Social Sciences, and I am from Bihar.
Namaste, I am Yasaswi. I am contesting for the position of General Secretary. I am doing my PhD in the field of biochemistry from School of Life Science. I did my Masters and Bachelor's from Amrita Vishwavidyapeetham, which is more focused towards research and also Seva. That is where I have learned how to serve people, how to think about people. Taking this, I learned my leadership qualities from there, and I started working at ABVP in University of Hyderabad, where I worked as a nationalist convener for 1 year in HCU unit. Then I'm working as a social media convener for the time being, and unit thought he's the right candidate, he have good leadership qualities. Taking that forward, I started my campaigning. I'm a general secretary. I'm looking forward for general secretary position.
So the aim of my coming into this union as a presidential candidate will only be focused towards the progress of the students community. The students community in general, I would work for the development. The basic progress, the basic need of the students community is roti, kapra and makan. For kapra, we are not dependent on anyone here. ABVP will work for the basic needs of the student. We will be working in the ground to provide good hostel, to provide basic good food, healthy food at least, because many of the students are facing health issues. We will be working for the improvement of the health centers. Whenever students are going to the health centers, the only medicines that they are getting is Dolo and paracetamol. So when we come into union, we'll make sure that there is special visit of the doctors like gynecologist, dermatologist and many more. We'll be looking into the basic requirement, fulfilling the basic needs of the students.
Okay, so the basic need, all the students do join in University of Hyderabad for academics. Where is academics? What is our ranking today? Last year our ranking was too high, and today our ranking fell down drastically. When I was working in NIAB, I remember university was in top 5 if I'm not wrong, and today it went below 10. So my basic target is to make sure all the students have a good academical professionality, all the students think of their career, and we do here in many of our schools, the placement cells are not active. I think we should work on our placement cell, make all our students who have been in this university get placed in one or the other job. That is the basic need we need.
According to me, the basic need here is the implementation of NEP, National Education Policy. World is talking about, India is talking about the implementation of NEP, but still HCU has not been able to full-fledged implement the National Education Policy. So my focus will be on implementation of NEP. Along with that, I would also talk about some of the specific problems that the girls are facing. Related to girls, we'll be working all the more for the benefits of the girls in the campus community. There are so many issues related to girls for which ABVP has always raised its voice, like vending machines, sanitary vending machines in the girls' hostel. It was installed due to the protest of ABVP. So we will also, when we come into union, we'll be working for the upliftment and academic improvement of SC, ST and minority students by establishing Samajik Samrastha Academic Center. So this will be our goal, this will be our aim on which we will be focusing all the more for the development of these students. Okay, so I'll talk about this like as I am the unit secretary also for the ABVP HCU unit. So recently this issue came for the Center for Integrated Student. There are many more departments. It is not only limited to that. As you told, there are many other departments that is facing the problem. So we made sure in our unit, we made sure that the Center for Integrated Students gets at least the guest faculty. If the university cannot provide them with the permanent faculty, at least they provide some guest faculty to them, so that the academic career, the academic improvement, the academic needs of students are not hindered. So this will be the step that we'll be taking. So sanitary is the biggest problem in this campus. The thing that we see is like the workers, the sanitary workers will be telling all the time that they are not provided with Dettol's and phenyls. They are not provided in proper amount. It is not that they are not provided, they are getting provided, but the amount is not sufficient. That is why the sanitation problem is there. Other side is also that the renovation problem. All the hostels have become old. Drainage problem is there, blockage is there, due to which every other day we see blockage in drainage, water logging, which is leading to some, in the girls also there are so many problems that they are facing because of the unclean washroom. They are having UTI problem. So when we come into union, we'll make sure, if not proper amount, at least they can measure some amount and give it to them on a proper interval. At least they can clean the washrooms every day for sanitation. They can put bleaching powders in the corridors for avoiding snakes. There are so many reptiles coming into the room causing infections. So these will be the measures that we will be focusing on. We will be pressurizing the admin, chief warden to have all these facilities for the students community.
Thank you. Like particularly in terms of academics, there are like problems like attendance issue is there.
Yes.
Attendance issue is
Yes.
there, and also CIS students promotion to like masters. If they have a backlog, there is a problem, and also there is one issue is there. Gold medal for CIS students.
Yes.
Gold medal issue is there.
Yes.
If they are like number of students less than 10, they won't get any gold medal. Even though they deserve it, they won't get. These kind of issues we will see, and is there any solutions that you are proposing?
Yes. So even today when we are doing campaigning in CAS, we were talking to our students. All I was focusing on this zero backlog system. We will definitely make sure once we implement NEP completely into the campus, this zero backlog system will be revoked, because it is a huge issue where you have one backlog and you need to repeat your entire semester is a huge problem. So we are definitely promising you, once we get into the union, we will remove this zero backlog system, because we will implement NEP at any cost. And the second point, you're talking about percentage of attendance. I think this should be something considerative, where even the staff should consider this. What is the problem? Why the student is not able to attend the class? If the problem is genuine, I think they should consider this, or they should mark their attendance so that it will reach 75%. I was even telling them, if the problems are genuine, we will make the staff to allow it, or we will at least try to decrease that bar to 65% of the attendance. That's all.
I would like to add a point to it. The thing is, you talked about gold medal, right? So in our manifesto also it is mentioned that we'll be fighting, we'll be going for the rights of the student, we'll be going to the admin for their gold medal as well. So our manifesto also says that. So of course we'll be fighting for the rights of the students, because it is their right.
Yes.
Yes. If you look into our manifesto, that is our major point, which we have mentioned it in academics, that we are promising students, we will definitely implement giving gold medals to the PG students, because even they deserve it. They're studying, they're working hard. They need to get their gold medal. Yeah. I'm from School of Life Science. All the science departments are majorly known for their placements. So you can look into our own school, where we don't have an acting centralized placement section. I think it's very important for a person to decide where he need to get placed. And our university is not providing that. It's not because people are not ready to get placed. It's because university is neglecting this incident. They are not looking forward into students' life. I think it's very important for all the students, once they are done with their first year, I think university should contact with all the pharmaceutical companies or all the companies whichever the student is willing to go for, and they should make sure that these person should get an internship opportunity with that company, so that company, the people will know how the company works and they can decide whether they need to go for a company or they need to go for a research. Adding to that, I was expecting, I think it will be more specific if we have a specific placement cell for each school rather than a centralized cell, because this centralized cell doesn't focus more on sciences. I have talked with many of science schools where chemistry, school of life science, school of physics, that doesn't have more placements, because the placement cell people who are in the placement cell are not aware what kind of work we do in our schools. They're not aware what we do. Only if we have a decentralized placement cell very specific to our school, those people will know what work we do, how we can be placed, or whom to call. That is all I can say. So we'll be working on.
Even in the placement, we have talked about, I think in our manifesto, that in some department placement cells are completely not available, but in those in which placement cells are available, even in those departments also there is a problem of multiple companies coming. Like in mathematics department there is a placement cell, but it's limited. When we come into union, we assure the students that we'll be making it more open and more wide. When you are in a union, it's a students' union.
Yes.
It is not a particular ideology union, right? So when we come into union, it will be a union of all the students, because every student is paying the fund. Every student is paying the students' union fund. When Sukoon is conducted, we being ABVP, we also attend the Sukoon. Why? Because Sukoon is everybody's right. It is every student is paying for it. So I don't think any kind of biasness will be done from our side if we come into union.
I do agree with her point, because I myself helped one of my friend who is from other union when he kept a stall. So I don't think that is something very out of the box, because it's, as she rightly mentioned, it's student union, it's not Akhila Bharatiya Vidyarthi Parishad union. So we will always hear all the concerns of everyone. Will make sure their concerns have been addressed at any cost.
See, till date, the union which has been functioning since 5 years, SFI, ASA, I won't like to take the name because this is a non-political platform, but still that was a union led by that political party, so I would take the name. That specific union never took the students' issues into consideration. Yes, they will be coming out and telling that we called the students, but to reach out to large mass, there is a digitalization today. You can make Google Forms, reach to the students. Let that Google form reach every student in the campus so that we can get response. Suppose there are 5,000 students in the campus and we release a Google form, maybe 2,000 students will fill it. But here we get a response from 2,000 students. But when we are calling for a meeting, it is only limited to 20, 30, 40 in numbers. So when we come into union, we will assure that once in a month, we release a Google form about the performance of our panel, about the union members. So this will be our stand from ABVP side. If we list out the number, it won't be one that we want to see. First is, I talked about roti kapra makan. So the first thing is food. It should be 100% a long-term improvement needed in the campus every other day. Suppose any political organization, any student organization is not getting any issue to talk about, okay, let's go and protest on the food issue, is what has become the talk of the day. I would like to see improvement in hostel and food on a large scale. When we come into union, we would make sure that it is done on a long-term basis. We will make sure that the food checking committees are installed, food checking committee people are made, and they visit the hostel messes on a regular basis so that it is for a longer term.
when we look, as I already mentioned, our placements are very bad. So our long-term goal is to make sure all the students get access in internationally, where all the students have. Most of the research people know this. They need to, if they need to download certain research articles, they need to either use a software called Sci-Hub. It is a hacked version which is illegal, or they need to send the paper link to one of their friends who is in foreign or some other university, where they download it, they give it to us. So once we get into the union, we promise you definitely we will make sure you guys have access to all the research articles. And also open Wi-Fi. Why don't we have open Wi-Fi? Wherever we go, we don't have an open Wi-Fi. If I sit in South Shopcom, I don't have a Wi-Fi. I need to use my own net, and we know what is the signal conditions in our own university. So we'll promise that we will definitely make an open Wi-Fi system in our university. So these are the two long-term things. And also coaching classes. Most of the schools, UGC and CSIR classes, were once functional in university, but right now they are not functional. So we will make sure all these classes will be functional, so that students don't need to go for a third party like a software called Unacademy or something else for their coaching. We will definitely help them to achieve their goals. We'll have to, definitely start these coaching classes so that they can write their exams and get their fellowships. Thank you.
So in my conclusion, I would just like to add some of the points that it's high time that we have been seen this specific union. It's high time that we are facing these kinds of problems, and it's high time that we are seeing the bad days in this campus. I request all the students community, I request all the students to please come forward, vote for ABVP-SLVD panel, whole panel of ABVP-SLVD, make us win, see the changes that we can give, at least give us a chance to bring the change in HCU, because your vision is ABVP's mission. That's it.
Yeah. Vote for change, vote for progress, vote for development. Please support ABVP.